Do you know what truly unsettles people? Not your anger, but your chilling silence. In a room full of chaos and heated reactions, the person who remains calm earns the deepest respect. And in a world where one wrong word sparks outrage, emotional composure becomes your strongest secret weapon. They'll poke at you. They'll push your buttons. They'll prod your patience relentlessly. But when they don't get a reaction, they panic. Because suddenly, they realize the most powerful person in the room is the one who cannot be emotionally moved. In an age where one slip of the tongue can ignite a wildfire of drama, there's a rare quality that commands quiet, unshakable respect, emotional composure. And this isn't about pretending. It's about mastering your state. This isn't passivity. This isn't weakness. This is Stoic detachment, the ancient ability to walk through fire without letting the flames touch your soul. If you want a life built on discipline, strength, and inner peace, you must learn to act as if nothing affects you. Because the truth is, most things don't, unless you let them. One. Reactivity is a trap. Look around. The loudest people are rarely the strongest. They scream, rage, tweet, and panic, but they are being controlled by everything external. Slaves to emotion, slaves to gossip, slaves to opinions. The Stoic, they remain still, because reactivity is the enemy of reason. Seneca once said, "He who is brave is free," but bravery doesn't always mean charging into battle. Sometimes, it's the quiet strength to stay calm when insulted, the choice to not take things personally, the unshakable truth that your dignity is never up for negotiation. Every emotional reaction you give away is a piece of your power lost. And if you want to dominate life, you must become unfazed. You must stop flinching when they test you, because trust me, they will. 2. The power of stillness. Stillness isn't laziness. It's not apathy. Stillness is discipline in motion, the ability to pause and observe before responding. Marcus Aurelius, Emperor of Rome, once wrote in his darkest hours, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Think about that. A man who ruled the world still knew real strength was internal. So when you train yourself to act as if nothing affects you, you're not suppressing emotions, you're filtering them. You're turning chaos into calm. The modern world rewards outrage, but Stoicism, it rewards mastery. Mastery of thought, mastery of words, mastery of emotion, and within that mastery, there's peace. Because stillness is the ultimate flex. 3. The silent comeback. People want to provoke you. They want to know they've gotten under your skin. They want to see you flinch, break, and lose your center. Don't give them that satisfaction, because silence is louder than any scream. We explored how stillness is power and how silence can be your sharpest weapon. Now, let's dive deeper. How do you stay grounded when the storm hits? Let them rage. Let them rant. Let them spit bitterness, chaos, and insecurity all over the room. Let them show who they are, because your job isn't to correct them. Your job is to hold your ground. The Stoic doesn't argue with fools. He doesn't chase validation. He walks through fire and makes it look like a breeze. And when you give them nothing, no anger, no panic, no sign of insecurity, you become unpredictable. And when you're unpredictable, you're dangerous. Not because you harm, but because you can't be harmed. For how to train emotional immunity. Appearing unaffected isn't natural. It's a skill one you train like a muscle. Step 1. Pause. When something hits you, a comment, a betrayal, a failure, don't react right away. Just pause. Let the emotion rise, then let it go. You are not your anger. You are not your fear. You are the space between the trigger and your response. Step 2. Ask better questions. Instead of "Why did they do this to me?" ask "Why does this affect me?" Because what bothers you reveals where you're still vulnerable. And that's gold, because now you know where to strengthen your armor. Step 3. Play the long game. Not every battle needs your sword. Sometimes the best revenge is peace. 5. The real-world power of Stoic detachment. Think about the people you truly respect. The ones with presence. The ones who enter a room and don't need to say much because They already are much. They don't seek attention. They don't play petty games. They don't explain themselves to those who've already judged them, because they've realized something powerful. Most of life is noise. And when you stop dancing to the noise, the world becomes quiet. You become a storm in human form, calm on the outside, depth on the inside. And no matter what hits criticism, failure, rejection, heartbreak, you remain grounded and unshakable. That's Stoicism in action. That's what it means to live as if nothing affects you. 6. The discipline of emotional distancement and culture sells a dangerous illusion that if you don't express every emotion immediately, you're being fake. That if you don't yell when you're angry, cry when you're sad, rant when you're upset, you're bottling it up. But the Stoics knew not every feeling deserves a front row seat in your life. You can feel something without letting it drive the wheel. Emotional distance is not denial. It's discipline. It's the power to stand beside your storm and not be swept away. We explored emotional distance not as denial, but as discipline. Now, let's go deeper. How do you feel without being consumed? Mastering emotions doesn't mean becoming emotionless. It means you can recognize pain without becoming a prisoner to it. You still feel it, but you don't let it sweep you away. You step back. You pause. You create a gap between what hits you and how you choose to respond. And in that gap, there's power. The more distance you place between stimulus and response, the more control you gain. You stop being reactive. You stop acting on impulse. You begin to move through storms with grace and precision. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "Choose not to be harmed and you won't feel harmed. Don't feel harmed and you haven't been." That's not detachment from reality. That's the highest form of self-mastery. It's the strength to sit in silence, feel everything, and still choose peace. Let the world be loud. Let people chase attention, argue over nonsense, and overreact to every little thing. But you stay still. You breathe through the chaos. You speak with clarity. You move with purpose. You don't need everyone to understand you. You don't need revenge or applause or the spotlight. You only need one thing: to master yourself. Because once you do, you'll begin to see the truth. Most of the battles you fought were never worth it. Most of the noise was just distraction. Most of the drama was just echoes of insecurity. And suddenly, you'll see how rare it is to find someone calm in the fire. And you'll become that person, not because you're cold, but because you're in control. And when nothing can shake you, everything begins to shift. You stop reacting. You start leading. And life begins to bend toward your strength.